And welcome back. I think we left off last time in Terra Invicta. The experimental patch we're on now is 0.4.75. I think it only moved once, so it didn't actually move very much since the last time. So I've been between parts, kind of looking at what we've got inbound. So obviously we want to not have the aliens land on Earth, and we have some inbound aliens. So I'm gonna somewhat ignore the 9-ship battle fleet coming in, because if they're coming to blast us, we're not gonna stop them. We got Victor 337 here, which is an assault class carrier, so that's a troop transport with 2 escorts. And we have Victor 364 here with an assault class carrier and 1 escort. So we're gonna try to interdict at least one, if not both of them. This one's supposed to arrive on the 28th of September, so we'll see if we can get our ships to launch for an intercept. We will get our ships completed in 93 days. So I don't know if we'll have a window in which we can get these guys to launch to intercept that one. If not, they'll intercept this one instead. And I think we have a decent chance of at least stopping the assault carrier. Because our warships here are going to be packing nukes. So all it takes is probably 1, at most 2 nukes to get through to put one of those assault carriers down. What will probably end up happening in that situation is we'll put the carrier down. Then we'll have the difficult problem of how we're going to deal with escorts, right? We're gonna get the carrier. We might not be able to deal with the escorts. And we're working on things like lithium spur radiators to improve our future ships, management research, and stuff like that. So I think we're good to start cycling some time. Let some time pass. I'm also hoping that I will have enough volatiles to launch our... Well, to start the construction of our second wave of ships.
Things are stabilizing.
The people will come to our side.
Things are stabilizing.
The revolution is coming.
One thing we'll be working on over the next couple parts is also to get these two merged. So we attempted to merge Canada and the United States, and we had Quebec break off of Canada. So everything but Quebec joined. So we're going to be working on trying to get that in as the cooldowns come down. 27th of July is when we do the next adjustment. So unrest looking. A little high in India, but otherwise good.
Ready for orders.
Reminds me, what missions do we have? From the Fair-side deployment team, any special missions? No. Though 1555 is not bad. It's really, for an org, it's a really good org, but that doesn't necessarily make this a particularly useful person. Because basically what it makes it really good at is Control Nation. But you don't necessarily frequently do Control Nation, to be fair. As often if you're fighting for contested locations, you're doing a lot of Purge and Crackdown.
I'm here. Restoring order.
So it's a little tempting to piss the aliens off by going alien structures. We're going to hold off for that for a bit. I suppose I should send them around clear normal alien stuff while we're waiting.
I will help them.
So schedule-wise, I'm going to record between 4 and 6 parts tonight.
We've moved the
We'll see
needle.
how awake I am as we go along.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Score 1 for the good guys.
And I suppose how well the landing goes. So we don't know necessarily where they're landing. As long as they basically don't land in Brazil or the EU, I think we stand a decent, well, and or the Eurasian Union. There's like three big places. As long as they don't land in any of those places, where we can probably just have China, India, and the United States show up and tag team kill the landing party. So I'm not too worried about them landing.
Gear up.
I'm here. What's the op?
Where to?
Ready.
Let's investigate 10. That's not too bad. Probably going to keep the investigator guy here,
Tracking target.
or the espionage guy
That's a
going
service.
around investigating. And I think we're going to start advise missions also in China with the judge until we need the judge or
Offering
something.
support.
Almost done with the lithium spray radiator. So this will probably get incorporated onto the next wave of ships. We'll see. The big advantage of that is we'll be a lot less prone to taking
I will help
radiator
them.
damage while keeping the radiators real light.
Lend in my expertise. I will help them.
We've found nothing of note.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Yeah, we see these guys are... Oh, he got removed. So either they just fired him,
The LZ is
or
secure.
he got inspired. Not sure which. So we probably will actually want to send the investigate person around. Try to get another... What was that? That was the servants.
Reporting in.
Is there a servant one we can hit? Yeah.
Reeling them in.
Go corrupt a servant.
Where
And then
do you
replacement
need
servant
me?
for the one that just went. Actually, I'm gonna actually send you around to do some contacting of people. Humanity first is a good place to start.
Making contact.
Where do you
And then
need
you
me?
can keep burning all the life,
Taking
all
it
the
to them.
xenolife.
Lending my expertise.
We'll open a channel.
Chase your worthless gold if you must. Meanwhile,
Here,
we will
worthless
save the
gold if you
world.
must, yes. Yeah, we'll just take their boost. 44 boost for it. Fair trade. I don't actually want it to be fair trade. I want it to be a generous trade. Yeah, close enough. We haven't, for whatever reason, we haven't drafted the improved cavity drive. So I'm gonna just basically go ahead and pass out the cavity drive to everyone. besides the servants, in the hopes that they will develop the advanced version, so I can get it from them, because it will be a little bit more fuel efficient than the base
Mission
version.
cancelled.
Nope, we failed our turn mission because something happened that prevented it from firing.
Target destroyed.
And that's what you get for letting the Xenolife get out of control, is you get alien megafauna. So, Brizzle's gonna have a bad day. I think that's the battle fleet, not the transport carrier. Just arrived. Possibly. I don't see it anymore. That was like 403. 403 is gone. There's a lithium spray radiator. So I might as well swap over and grab lithium heat sinks as well. Also, I think there's a better heat sink. Like, obviously the exotic ones are better, but whether we want to do those right away is a different problem. And 10 gigajoules versus... Yeah. So the lithium heat sinks are going to just blow the potassium ones out of the water, so we'll just want to leave those inside those ones. Yeah, let's do the lithium heat sinks. Then I'll work on batteries next. Meantime, ship design. Ship classes, yeah. And the obsoletes for no order. For those for the moment. Obviously, everything we got here is going to want an upgrade. Oh, I think actually probably obsolete. Yeah. We'll upgrade these. These got 80 nuclear torpedoes, and we're going to swap it over to the new heat sink. Lithium spray. Both lithium spray and tin droplet are very low, but the lithium spray is both arguably cheaper and lower ton waste per gigawatt. So, I don't think that's making a big mass difference, but yeah, not really making a mass difference. So that's the 10. We got the 8 we'll upgrade as well. Assume. Hold on for the moment. Oh, I never got around to upgrading the missiles on that one, so I should upgrade those missiles. All weapons. It is new torpedoes. Yeah. Okay. And last but not least is the brick. We need to upgrade the brick. So there we go. That, in theory, made those ships just a little bit more, how would I say it? A little bit more mass efficient. Doesn't really matter too much in these open cycle drive ships, but... And then construction-wise, I think we've got ships almost about to finish, 32 days out. And what did that do to our construction costs? Yeah, it didn't drop it that much. We may be able to build 2 more ships come as soon as those ones get built. Let's move on to the next set. Which is arguably probably what I want.
Going in hot.
Ready for orders. I'll make an offer they can't refuse.
Standing by for orders. Reaching out.
Next, and that's our assignments. So let's keep cycling.
Offering counsel.
Initiating contact.
You ignoble vampires are no concern of ours.
So again, I'm going to go ahead and give them the cavity drive, because then that increases the likelihood they will develop the advanced version of it, which then I can buy back from them. Okay, not that much. Alright, we'll just buy that. There we go.
Offering assistance. I will help them.
Mission is a no-go.
Yep. And every attempt to turn one of those counselors is gone and had them disappear, which is not super great. We'll have to track the servants' counselors down again.
By the numbers.
Take your time, call for any extra resources you need. There we go. Rolled the 40% chance on that one, but... yeah. So one of our countries will probably get an option to do punitive sanctions.
Establishing contact.
Ready. We're going in.
Standing by.
Okay, this is not likely to succeed.
They'll be working for us soon.
Theory due to their high loyalty. Okay, and then the warning trait that we're getting here is untouchable and beloved. So we don't want to attempt to assassinate this person, which is fine. They're not really worth assassinating anyway. They're not super good.
Offering assistance.
Initiating contact.
We will save our world, even as you thoughtlessly plunder.
Yeah, it's only 1% space. So let's take all the radioactives. A little bit of their boost. And another boost then.
I will help them. Offering assistance.
We now have a spy in their ranks.
Oh, and we rolled well. Good to know.
I'm ready to sabotage the mission.
Yeah, we don't need you sabotaging missions. You're too likely to sabotage them on your own without us telling you to. We want info, not failure.
Target secured.
Oh wait, it looks like, because I am probably going to launch, build them in Earth orbit, when the next wave comes up of warships, I might have to use a little bit of boost, but we probably do them immediately. And we can go ahead and grab the newest heat sinks, which is nice to see. Okay, well, if we've got arc, we don't need these ones. We can turn those off. Actually, I should have just also hidden them. Don't do anything green laser can, because we've got better. So, ultraviolet, not through atmosphere. Green, through atmosphere. So, that may be one reason to maybe try to stick with the greens. If we want to do bombardment with these. What I am going to do is we're going to head and start research on ultraviolet arc laser batteries. To replace our existing laser batteries, which I think are still IR. We got stuff to upgrade the ships with, so I will go ahead and quickly swap out the heat sinks. Or not, because we don't have any heat sinks on these, do we? No, we don't. Never mind. We may want heat sinks on them, but for the moment, apparently not. Okay.
Where to? Going in hot.
Standing by for orders.
United States, well, actually, Quebec is, so we'll go ahead and review public campaign and come back for a bit.
I will try to sway the public.
Did I miss the
Your orders.
deadline for, well, not deadline, the minimum date for relations? Yes. Okay. 18th of October. We may improve relations with the United States again, which in this case would be to put these guys into a union, pre-union state. And then we can confederate them in a bit. Keep having you try to reach out to people. We got one more group to meet, and then we'll have to try to
We'll open a channel.
search down a resistance member. And our first ship is launched. What about our second one? Okay. Both ships are launched. Yeah, so I can definitely build one. So start queue the first one. If I use boost, we should be able to build the second one, because I'm just going to be short the 200 something volatiles, which we'll just pay boost twice. There we go. So that'll be a second wave, just short of a year, but 2/3 of a year. Well, let's attempt a intercept. 307 is the target. Arriving 28th of September. So we got a 16-day intercept. Can we catch them 16 days? No, 26 day. So this will arrive just short of 4. Ah, okay. So they're gonna get here, in theory, before we intercept them, which isn't super ideal. We're not burning very much Delta V because they're basically coming to us, right? We're just prepping to meet them. I cannot burn enough to get them before they arrive. We'll hit the transfer. Worst case scenario, they'll land. In which case, then we'll set out a intercept course for those guys. That group? That group. Try to intercept 364 if the first intercept fails.
I will help them.
Reaching out.
If you wish to spend your days squabbling over resources, so be it.
So again, we want to give these guys our cavity drive. They don't currently have anything we want from them, so we'll just take off some stuff to sort of balance things a little bit. So 87 radioactives. Can I get some nobles with that? Yeah, if I wanted to be generous trade, it's just radioactives. There we go.
Lend in my expertise.
Offering support.
Impose the sanctions. We're not the good guys. We're just not the aliens.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
So we'll federate. Probably the second cycle of October. And then it'll be a little while before we can unify them. Oh, lost another one. This one's the protector this time. That one went quiet.
The LZ is secure.
Sector 409 has arrived in Earth orbit. But I think that was just a single light ship.
Ready to go.
Nope. There we go. We happen to know
Making
where this
contact.
figure is right now.
Ready for my mission. Heading to the LZ.
At your service.
Before we lose our information on the Protectorate,
We'll
go
bring
to
them
another
to our
Protectorate
side.
member.
Lending my expertise.
So this will be the cycle. We'll
out.
either intercept them before they land,
You
or
ooze selfishness
we'll have to
from
be
every
starting to
pore.
respond
But
to
so
the
long as you
landing.
don't stand in our way, we good.
So we'll give them cavity drive. Again, they don't necessarily have anything we don't have right now that we're interested in. And if we weren't so full on orgs, we might be on the lookout for some of those. Again, we're gonna grab all the radioactives that they're willing to sell us. Can we get like 10? No, we get more than 10. 15, 13, I don't know, it's gonna be 10. Okay, 10 boost.
Offering support.
Offering assistance.
We've gained an agent.
We successfully turned another agent.
Ready to
Replace
sabotage.
the last one that just went.
Don't let them find out.
Target destroyed.
Okay, now we're going to come up. The next thing will be either the landing or the intercept. So that's... I think that's 337, so that's what we're trying to intercept. Oh, and we did manage to intercept. So we are engaging. If they will engage, they are willing to fight. So we're going into fighting the assault cruiser, or the assault carrier. So we got 2 ships, they got 3. We're going to come in as fast as possible. So we got 2 small ships and the big ship in the back. And turn our nuclear torpedoes off. Until we're within strike range. Give us an intercept course on the Unknowing Resolve. Unbowing Resolve, actually. Okay, we're gonna let time cycle until we get close enough to at least start firing the primaries. So we've got a frontal rail cannon, we have a large laser battery, green laser battery. Don't know if that's them firing at us. That's them firing at us. Okay. See if the well, we got in a frontal armor that hopefully the frontal armor will hold. I don't know what type of weapon that is offhand coming in. Let's see if the plasma. Okay, it's something that the lasers will defend. Oof, that's hitting awfully hard for 100 frontal armor. I'm not sure if we're going to actually get to strike range on the assault carrier. No. We lost weapon targeting? I think we lost weapon targeting. Okay. Yeah, we lost all weapon targeting. Well. I'm going to actually do a load there, because I don't know if that was me screwing it up, or what's going on there. I was definitely expecting a little bit better results than that from our level frontal armor. Had I realized we were going to get torn up so badly, I would have at least launched the torpedoes before we lost our fire controls. Drinking some tea while we're waiting for this to reload. we're still going to engage. I'm going to try a slightly different strategy, which is we're just going to attempt to dump the torpedoes to clear the escorts instead. Oops. Alright, torpedoes away. Yeah, not enough incoming. Okay. Oh, and we lost fire control on that one again. Yeah, these escorts are not screwing around, and my armor is proving basically non-effective. Let's load the autosave. I'm gonna actually see how auto-resolve goes, because I don't think auto-resolve would be any worse. Yeah, that incoming had to be like plasma or something. Because we weren't really getting any intercepts on it with the laser. And again, we don't have the ability to dodge. We don't have enough Delta V efficiency on our engines to real dodge. So, yeah, we still want to engage. When our autos roll, then it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. Well, we'll end the cycle and we'll end this part. Needless to say, those ships are going to land at this point.
The reason that conflicts.
So there's our coil guns. So again, there's a couple different ways we can move forward as far as our ships. Probably time to swap over. We need to be moving towards fission drives at this point. And at fusion drives, yes, we need like Z-pinch or something. Kinetic plasma confinement. Z-pinch. Let's go look at the full tree and see if this makes a little more sense. That would have the exhaust velocity we're looking for fuel efficiency, so we can reduce the amount of fuel we're going to go into these. Bit of a dent otherwise. Then a deuterium drive. Okay, we'll see if some of these work. So Z-pinch fusion, it's going to require Z-pinch techniques. And deuterium tritium fusion, okay. And probably something like magnetic nozzles is what that's implying. Yeah. Okay, so that's a requirement for both magnetic nozzles and Z-pinch techniques. That's what we'll work on next. So I think that's the emblem for Land Army. Yep. Third Land Army, it's going to land October 3rd. We'll deal with that in the next part. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will probably be a part tomorrow where we try to deal with the alien landing. A little bit tempted, actually, after how badly the ships performed, to just cancel these ships, because apparently the armor isn't worth running at this point. Gonna be better off just trying to saturate bombard things with missiles. I cancel the pending. Do I get it? Actually, before I do that, let me save. Just in case I don't get the resources back, because these are expensive enough. I want the resources back. Never gonna cancel them. Let's see. If I cancel the pending, do we get the resources back? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna basically swap back over to flying bricks, just because I trust them actually doing something. As defective as they are in many cases. What I was hoping was that the armor on them, because those things had a lot of armor, would make the ship durable enough to at least survive one shot. Why do we have the best power plant on here? Oh, no, because we do have the best power plant. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna go upgrade this to enough to travel between the planets so we can use all the dockyards. Got the display radiator. Got a targeting computer, so we're less likely to be interdicted. At least be able to get missiles off. We got 2 sets of Python nuclear missile bays. We got the magazine. Basically all the armor frontals, so that we should at least be able to get the payload away before we go poof. Okay, save that design. We'll go back to ship classes. Obsolete the one we just changed from, because we upped the fuel a bit. And then we're just going to start building these. And yeah, these are cheap enough that I can just make lots. We need lots. Because basically we're going to be saturation missile striking. This case is going to be the plan at this point. Because the armor just wasn't worth it. It didn't make enough of a difference. These things are only running half the armor as well, so... Right, so we're saving on the armor, we're saving on the fuel. They're running grid drives. Yep. The armor was just not enough for me to want to swap over to something. So, yep. Okay, and that's where we're going to go ahead and put the part break. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you have been enjoying. As I said a little bit earlier, we're going to have the next part up for you tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around as I attempt to figure out how I want ships to work with things that don't use missiles, because missiles can get a little annoying if the enemy is capable of dodging, and or you simply can't put enough downrange to penetrate the saturation defense. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.